Hi, everyone. I am Pradnya Punekar. I'm a senior HR professional, founder of not-for-profit online platform Stories Unheard, and co-founder of People Element, a HR consultancy and coaching and development firm. First of all, I would like to thank Anand sir and Garji Marathi Global for having me to speak on this Mogara Phulala Tacit to Explicit series. It is absolutely my pleasure to share my experiences with all of you. Now, excellence, as we all know, it's a journey in itself. It's not a destination. It's an ongoing process. After having worked in the HR space across almost all the areas of HR for more than 12 years, there is one major realization that I have got or I have received is that all of us over here are with a certain purpose. We all have a certain purpose on this earth. And to be able to unfold or understand the purpose in depth, there are certain questions which have helped me understand my purpose in my journey of excellence. Some of those questions which I thought I want to share with all of you is that, what is my why? What makes you come alive? What are your innate strengths and values? Where do you add the greatest value? And how do you measure your life? These were some of the questions which I keep asking myself time and again in this journey. And while there have been quite many incidences and instances, situations which have had a greater effect and impact, at the same time, there is one specific incident which I would want to share with all of you in this journey of excellence, is that while I was working with a startup in India, like I said, I've been in HR, so there were quite many people issues which were there. But at the same time, there was one specific team which had a lot many people issues. The people issues were extremely high. We had done quite many HR initiatives and reworked on our HR frameworks, but nothing seemed to be working. So we were all quite puzzled as to what do we do now with so many people issues with that specific team that was facing. There were quite many specific issues, like the team was not performing well, there was demorale, there was miscommunication, there was lack of openness, there was lack of clarity of roles and responsibilities. There were some issues around leadership as well. We were quite puzzled. So I came up with probably a redefined approach, where that was my first step in HR analytics. So as a first step, we conducted an employee engagement survey, an HR analysis, and tried to gather what are the real problems which are happening on the ground. While we did have conversations, but nothing seemed to be working. We were quite surprised because the survey was anonymous. And what we gathered from the survey was absolutely mind-blowing. The survey was really a very great eye-opener for us, which helped us to come with a new framework and new HR strategy for the team. As a result of the survey that we conducted, and after doing an in-depth in our HR analysis that I did, we came up with a complete new approach. What we did as a part of that was, one, reframed some of our policies, like leave policy. Then there was allowances policies which were there. Work from home was not very common back in those days. So work from home policy, especially women, because it was a tech team, we did not see as many women back then as a part of tech team. So they had very different challenges. So we reworked on the entire HR policies and strategies around that space. Reworked on the recognition framework for that specific team. Third, we conducted various platforms where they can talk and share their stories, their personal stories with team. Fourth, reworked on the entire learning and development framework where they can learn, grow with each other. These were some of the things that I worked on. And as a part of that, we really did see a substantial change and improvement in the entire team and the individuals as well. It wasn't overnight. It did take a lot of time, took more than a year for us to reach to that stage. But with constant effort, constant analysis and interventions, people interventions, I was able to achieve that, for which I was even awarded. It was quite fulfilling and a very, very great experience for me. This has always stayed with me because it was quite challenging, very difficult. Why it is important? Because as we all know, when we talk about people, it revolves around many elements, mindsets, cultural backgrounds, emotions, educational, very varied educational background, and so much more. So to be able to create a better performing team, an inspired workplace, which is more efficient, and create a positive culture of belongingness, when it was quite challenging, I was able to do that and achieve that. And to be awarded for that was very, very fulfilling. So that has stayed with me as a part of my journey. How did I manage it? There was one big thing which kept coming across to me time and again, was everybody came and asked me, how did you do it? How did you do it? And for me, it was all about, I stayed calm. I was quite calm. I was quite positive. I dig deep into the HR insights and management lessons. And once by taking one step at a time, I was able to achieve that. Some of the major key learnings from this was that I realized that people like to be valued. People like to be recognized. People like to grow and gain insights and grow along the journey, feel more valued. More than money per se, people really like to be valued. And to be able to provide a compelling vision to people is very important, were some of the key things that I learned from that's one specific incident. As a part of which now, as a founder of Katha Stories Unheard, where we publish women entrepreneur stories, I have talk shows, I have quite a few family and friends who have come to me and said, hey, you know what, Pradnya, I have started my own business, or, small little pursuing my hobby, turning it into a business after reading Katha Stories Unheard stories. And when entrepreneurs come and tell me that they feel inspired, they feel celebrated, they feel that they get more inquiry calls or sales calls after I published their story, it's extremely one of the most fulfilling part of my life. And now, as a part of co-founder for People Element, I envision to create efficient and inspired workplaces by offering unique people solutions and help individuals and organizations learn, grow, and evolve. So that's a little bit, in a nutshell, I would say, about my journey. And I'm really, really looking forward to adding more improvements and more value add to it. Thank you so much for listening, and wishing you all the best. Thank you.